Well, good morning, afternoon or evening, ladies and gentlemen, Allincrypto here, and welcome back everyone for what is going to be nothing short of another jam-packed daily market update. Typically, we do get these out around 1 p.m. UK time. We've been a little bit later, obviously yesterday and today, but we will get back on schedule in the coming weeks, or week, I should say, hopefully not weeks. We've got a lot to cover. Today is an important day because, and let's just get straight into it, we have a hearing from the Subcommittee on Digital Assets, Financial Technology and Artificial Intelligence. And the hearing is entitled A Golden Age of Digital Assets, Charting a Path Forward. Now, this is today, Tuesday, February the 11th, 2025. And this is at 2:30 p.m., 2:30, a dentist's favorite time of day. I hope you get that. I'm sure you do. ET. So I think it's about 7:30 UK time. We'll be streaming this here on Allincrypto, so do watch out for that. Do get your notifications on, and we'll be sort of watching that with you guys. We like to do that, and then we'll also be, I think, streaming what Jerome Powell has to say tomorrow. There is this kind of macro tide or economic tide that I think is going to be very supportive of risk assets. It really centers around the dollar. It centers around monetary policy. I'm going to do a separate video on that because what we do here, which I think is very separate from most other crypto channels, is we have a great understanding, predominantly technically, obviously on the crypto space, but the markets more broadly, and it really supports the kind of environment, the bullish environment that we're heading into. And we will be looking at the total cryptocurrency market cap. Yesterday, we looked at Bitcoin and we showed you the road that Bitcoin has ahead of it, having broken into price discovery. And we showed you lots of examples of what typically will follow price discovery. And the total cryptocurrency market cap obviously being made up of a large part of Bitcoin. When will Bitcoin dominance roll? I've got to say, I find it very interesting. Ben Cohen sort of clowning the people that really were, I think, unfair. Twitter can be a very harsh place. The internet can be a very harsh place, but a wonderful place at the same time. Really clowning people on Bitcoin dominance. But I do think it would roll. I think the bigger innovation here, and I did an amazing interview that I'll be releasing in the coming weeks with a Deepin project, that is literally through utilizing a distributed ledger, entirely revolutionizing the internet and how the internet is done. The application for distributed ledgers is far, far beyond Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's initial vision isn't what's being followed today, and I think it was hijacked like what Roger Ver put forward. And I wish Roger Ver all the best in his coming trials and tribulations. But the cryptocurrency market cap is on the cusp of something momentous. Altcoins are positioned in that manner, and the macro environment, I think, is very supportive. And just as I'm talking about the macro environment, it centers around the dollar. I am looking at downside for the dollar in the same manner that we saw downside the last time Trump got elected. Julian Bittle's done a lot of great work on that. Well worth following. That's supportive. But back to the topic at hand. There's a hearing today. We'll be streaming it. It's going to be very interesting to see what comes out of that. And of course, we'll be doing lots of reporting post the event and obviously as the event takes place. And do go and follow us on Twitter. A lot is happening. This is from James Seyfarth and Eric Balanchunas. So Eric and James took a look at the filings for spot crypto ETFs. We're putting out relatively high odds of approval across the board, mainly focused on Litecoin, which has had its 19B4 recognized and is likely going to get approved. The likelihood they're putting on this of approval in 2025 is 90%. Then Solana, 70%, XRP, 65%, and Dogecoin, 75%. So they have higher odds of Dogecoin then Solana and XRP. And I think this is because of obviously the legal trials and tribulations that they are currently going through. And some news on that on the back end of Mark Ueda. I'm definitely not saying that right. It's like a dyslexic's worst nightmare, having to pronounce names like that. But he had actually spoken out about against the SEC previously when it was under Gensler. Now they're starting to do things like pauses on litigations in courts. So obviously Binance and the SEC have just filed a point motion to stay the agency's case against the exchange for 60 days, citing the new SEC Crypto Task Force as having a possible bearing on the case. The work of this task force may facilitate the potential resolution of this case. Following the 6-day period, the parties plan to issue a joint status report to see whether a continuation of stay is warranted. You're going to see this, and Eleanor also reporting on this. Eleanor's from Fox Business. with the likes of Ripple, Coinbase, Kraken, etc., etc. And ultimately that has ramifications for all the cryptos that were mentioned. We're on the cusp of something momentous, guys. Not just do the charts say that, fundamentally the narrative also does, whether that's you're looking at ETFs, the new regulatory regime, and of course, what's coming out of the sort of crypto task force that's been enabled. So I think with this, they're going to talk about what Sachs has already mentioned, legislation, stable coins, and the digital asset reserve. And I think we're going to see far beyond Bitcoin there. The Bitcoin maxi is very much melting. And in some ways, I'm a Bitcoin maxi in the sense I think it's very special, but also believe that DLT has far broader applications. And we've always said that, and now people are very much warming up to it. Interestingly on this as well, you've got HBAR, Polkadot. There's lots of other ETFs out there, 40 plus now waiting to be approved. And they've got maybes on there. I just think that they're not the kind of hot topic right now. But actually HBAR was in Eric and James's first kind of approval based on their its non-commodity status. Also, talking about ETFs, Grayscale files for a Cardano ETF listing. We'll be doing a video on Cardano. I think Cardano will do well this bull market. My opinion is it's just not going to be the best performer. Charles has hinted at an exciting February. We're 11 days in. Let's see what transpires. Also, the narrative around crypto, another one from Eleanor, good take, is changing at the Federal Reserve. In a pair of speeches on Friday, Republican Fed Governor Michelle Bowman and Christopher Waller, that name rings a bell, both signaled a more open stance towards digital assets and their future in the financial system. This is the financial system. There's various things happening with this technology. One thing that it's enabling is the internet of value, where value is transacted in the same way that we transact information over the internet. That's being enabled solely by DLT technology. The ones that are going to play the biggest roles in that, certainly as it comes to central banking and financial instruments, are going to be the ISO coins. I've got an amazing interview that I did with Smoke. Some of you are very familiar with him on Twitter, that we'll be releasing on Thursday, I think. We've also got an interview coming out tonight with Duncan Moyer, who of course was one of the higher-ups, the senior investment analyst or manager over at Aberdeen, $660 billion firm, one of the largest in the UK, I think the largest in the UK. Links with BlackRock, etc. He's now the president of 21 Shares. I've got an interview with him coming out later on today. So, guys, if you're not subscribed to his channel, we really don't know anybody that's covering the breadth of this space and has really as good an understanding of it as some of the content that we put out here. So do become a subscriber. You want to take that step a stage further. You want to get those early interviews, etc., unlock my portfolio. Become a patron. Take that leap. It's a very reasonable monthly fee, very low fee, deliberately because we want it to be inclusive. And it's the price of, a lunch. And the insight you get there, not only do you get my own insight meetings with me weekly, you also get access to our community of amazing, beautiful people. So a hell of a lot going on. Their words are notable. One, Trump will likely choose one of them to replace Michael Barr as the next vice chair of the supervisions, which oversees regulations and how the Fed interacts with banks and crypto. And two, they represent a shift in tone and attitude, as they both previously voted for policies that made it harder for banks to engage with crypto. Both also voted against custody and bank application. I think, is that Caitlin Long's, application to become a member of the Federal Reserve System. Yeah, I think that might be Caitlin Long and what she tried to do, where she actually said, we're not going to fractionally reserve, we're going to reserve. And they were like, no, you can't do that, which is interesting. So there's always a lot going on. Also, Jerome Powell had been asked the question. He said he doesn't see any reason why banks can't get involved in crypto. Bank of America's second oldest bank, I think, certainly in America, actually came out and said, you're going to see banks enter crypto in a big way once they're allowed to do so. And a lot of light is going to be shed on that, of course, with what's taking place later on. To finish things off on a little bit of price action, the total markups look great. We really are just on the cusp of continuation for this and price discovery. And of course, we've got technical targets for it. And I could show you 101 examples. And when we look at the altcoin sector, for example, Ethereum, this is textbook for us in regards to what's about to come and that continuation. And actually, yesterday, we looked at CoinShares report where they spoke about how Ethereum saw more inflows than Bitcoin. So did XRP, so did Solana, and that's all gearing up for what's to come. And it's very interesting that retail's very scared and panicky. You're not if you watch this channel, because hopefully we're providing you with that kind of steady hand in what can be a turbulent sea. But retail's very kind of scared, confused, upset, like they are in every pullback. And the road to glory is filled with pullbacks, unfortunately, in the crypto space. And you can't time every top and bottom of what's the short-term movement in a broader uptrend. If you want those big returns, you have to be able to stomach that volatility. It's why 99.999% of people, including those big Twitter accounts that have traders in their bios, it's all lies, guys. Total lies. You'll never see a PLL from them. I personally believe that people shouldn't trade crypto. period. They should just invest in it and see the bigger vision and be on the side of the broader trend, which for us technically is very much to the upside. Also, fundamentally, there's an amazing narrative around the cryptocurrency space. So that's really it from me, guys. Jam-packed indeed. We'll keep you up to date every single day. Certainly we try to on this space. Big thank you to each and every one of you subscribing, supporting. Check out the Patreon, guys, and I will see you all in tonight's multiple videos and, of course, tomorrow's daily market update. Thanks for watching, ladies and gents. I'll see you soon.